You were not born into slavery, but somewhere along the way you forgot you were free. Not because someone forced you, but because everyone around you was already playing a role. So you stepped in without a choice. You wore the clothes, you learned the lines, you bowed when it was expected, and slowly you called it life. But there is a difference between what is normal and what is natural. Just because the storm is always there does not mean you have to stay in it. The door was never locked, but no one told you you were allowed to walk out. You did not choose this heaviness, it was passed down to you silently, unquestioned. The pressure, the guilt, the schedule, the smile, the compromise, the burden of holding everyone together for everyone else. You were handed it without question, and so you never questioned it. But now, maybe something inside you is ready. Ready to admit, ready to face the honesty just as it is. Ready to acknowledge the quiet facts. That you were never meant to spend your life chasing what never fulfills. Living for weekends, smiling through exhaustion, saying yes when your whole body says no. Paying for things that never gave you joy. Playing roles you never truly choose. You were never meant to call this love, pleasing everyone while abandoning yourself. You were never meant to call this peace, silence that only exists because you are afraid to speak. You were never meant to call this strength, carrying pain just so others feel lighter. And if you are ready, there is a shelter from the storm, but it is not outside. It begins the moment you say, I don't want to live like this anymore. That is the beginning of something real. That one breath can become a doorway. And you don't have to change everything overnight. You don't have to tear your life apart. But once you realize you are in the storm, you are no longer completely lost in it. That recognition is the beginning of clarity. When you realize all the people you thought you love you, you start to see the transaction in them. Everyone scratching everyone's back, no one truly free, not even you. And now something inside longs to step out of this storm. Not to escape it, but to see it clearly, maybe for the first time. You begin giving yourself space to ask what makes you run after them. What draws you to these ideas, these needs, these empty pursuits? You begin to see how heavy you feel, how drowned you have become. And you finally ask why. Not to judge yourself, but to witness clearly. You start seeing how your perception was shaped, not by truth, but by what was repeated. And the mind too was shaped in the same way. It's becoming clear that it's keep you busy, correcting others, defending yourself, chasing roles, collecting achievements, trying to be enough in the eyes of other. It keeps you running, but never arriving. And maybe now, for the first time, you don't have to keep running. You don't have to fix the world. You can begin to see how your own mind functions. This is the turning point, because up until now, you were living through the mind. Now you are watching it. And slowly, you start returning to something deeper. Not to the storm, but to yourself. You begin to notice the quiet space under the noise. You start spending time with the part of you that does not need to prove, perform, or please. You begin listening differently, not outwardly but inwardly. And in that listening without judgment, something soft but unshakable begins to awaken. A quiet strength, a deep honesty, a sense that you are finally home. Not in a place, but in yourself.